will divide the class like in two moments. The first moment is the first hour and the second moment is the second hour. So I am going to share with you my screen in order to check the forum that we are going to be working with, okay? There we are. So, Vale, Princess, can you please help me reading the instructions of today's class? Vale, are you there, baby?
Profe,
Okay,
ahora sí.
go ahead. Yes.
Dear students, today we'll have our grammar explanation and we're learning about the second condition, and also we'll be working with our reading skill. Please be reading to participate and don't forget to ask if you have any question.
Thank you, Princess. So, we are going to have two moments. In this first hour, it is going to be all the grammar explanation of second conditional. We have learned second conditional before, so we are going to try to remember what is that. And then I am going to give you a brief explanation and we are going to solve some exercises about it. Okay? That's like all that we are going to be doing in this first hour. Then on the second hour, we are going to have a writing activity. So in that moment, I'll explain everything, okay guys? So questions about the things that we are going to be doing today? No questions at all?
Oh, no.
Okay, so let's do it, my dears. So tell me, my beautiful, beautiful babies, what do you remember of second conditional? I mean, we have been working with zero conditional, first conditional. Okay, that's it. So it's for a hypothetical situation. What else? Tell me.
We have grammar explanation.
Yeah, we have grammar explanation.
Okay.
Okay. So, Sophie, what do you remember of second conditional? People said that is a hypothetical situation. What else do you remember?
I don't know. Is that it's like hypothesis?
Okay, yes. As we were telling, it's a hypothetical situation, yeah? But what else?
But with evidence or something like that.
What, baby? Can you please repeat?
I don't know. Maybe with evidence?
Okay, no, you don't have like evidence because it's hypothetical. So it's just like your imagination. Give me 1 second because I am seeing Sarita like 2 times. Can you see it in the same way? Can you see her?
¿Qué pasó?
No.
So I have your name like if you were like in two different computers at the same time. So I'm not sure what's going on.
No, solo aparece en uno.
Okay, acabo de dejarla una. Okay, let's continue then. So Sarita, are you there?
Yes.
Okay, so I don't know what happened, but someone left the conversation and it was with your name. So let's continue. That was real. Okay, guys, so second conditional, hypothetical situation. What happens if you have a hypothetical situation? What is that? Okay, babies, let's stop with the chat and tell me what is a hypothetical situation. How can you define it? Jose, what would you say of that? Hypothetical situation, what is that?
Una situación hipotética.
Yeah, of course it is that, but how can you like say what is that? How can you define it? Try,
No sé.
okay, try to speak in English, please.
I don't know. Like
So,
a prediction?
a prediction? Not really, not a prediction. So please stop with the chat second time.
Happen.
What, Sophie?
Teacher, something that could happen.
Something that could happen. That's it. Babies, please stop with the chat. This is the third time that I am going to tell you this, okay? So, yeah, it's something that could happen, like an imaginary, something that is like really, really difficult to happen. You just have like the imagination, the desire to happen, but it's like quietly impossible, you know? So that's a hypothetical situation. When we have second conditional, we are going to talk about those kind of situations. But first, let me know, what do you remember of first conditional? What is first conditional? When do we use it? To talk about what? We talked about it maybe 3 weeks ago. First conditional, what is that? Who can tell me? Luna, what do you remember?
Don't remember.
Luna,
About what?
about first conditional, what is that?
Things that happen for obviously reasons.
No.
Possibility.
Possibilities. Very good, Lucas. So, when we have first conditional possibilities, second conditional hypothetical situations. So, what would you say that is the difference between first and second conditional, Alejo? Alejo, are you there? I guess that is you. So, Alejo, are you there, baby?
Who?
Alejandro.
Alejo, ¿estás ahí?
Alejo just fall asleep. Okay, Luna, keep going with your explanation. What do you think that is the difference between first conditional and second conditional? What do you think, or who wants to tell me? Difference between first conditional and second conditional? Guys, please say something.
No, we don't know.
No idea? But I just told you. What, Jose?
I don't remember.
I just told you, babies, with first conditional you have possibilities, something that it can happen. Second conditional is something that is really improbable, like really hard to happen. Maybe it is never going to happen, okay? That's the difference.
Okay.
The first one is possible. The second one is like no possible at all. So, I am going to share with you my screen. I am going to show you some slides in order to explain this in a better way. Please bring your notebooks, please take notes about it, okay? So give me 1 second while I do it. So this is it, second conditional. This is like a video that you are going to watch in the future. So, Jose, can you please help me reading this slide? Jose. Okay, he's not there. So, Sofia Perico, can you please help me reading, princess?
Yes, teacher.
Go ahead.
How to use the second conditional? We use the second conditional to talk about impossible situation.
So this is what we were talking about, impossible situations, hypothetical situations, okay? So let's check some examples to make it easier. But first, let's go with the structure. Sophie, can you tell me?
Wait, ¿estás grabando la clase?
Yeah, sure. Always.
Profe,
So,
pero no aparece que se está grabando.
because I don't usually record the class with Meet. I do it with a different program that I like. But yes, I am recording the class, and you can find all the classes and all the explanations on the YouTube channel. Okay. So, Sophie Perico, let's continue, baby. Let's go with the structure.
Profe, ¿cuántos suscriptores tiene el canal?
Structure. If clause. If más subject.
If
más
plus, how do you say más? Plus, okay?
Must.
Plus,
Must.
no, plus.
Lost.
Plus. Plus, plus.
Last.
Okay.
If last subject
Plus
past simple, how do you say comma? teacher?
comma
Comma. And main clause is a subject
plus.
last, wall, last, and infinity.
So, babies, what happened here? Do you remember
Teacher?
when? Tell me.
Volt es haría, ¿no?
Yeah, it's like I would, like podría, haría, something like that. Possibilities in future. What, baby?
Se me fue la conexión cuando te iba a contestar.
Ah,
Creí
okay.
que había cerrado accidentalmente la página.
Don't
Y
worry.
ya como que volvió.
Don't worry, baby. It's okay. So pay attention to this. Do you remember when we talk about first conditional that I explained to you that we have an if clause and then we have a main clause? Do you remember that? So in second conditional is exactly the same situation. If clause is the one that is going to have the condition, okay? And the main clause is going to be the one with the consequence. Okay, guys? So what happened here? If you have this clause at the beginning, si tienen la cláusula if, al inicio, ¿qué tienen que agregar para separar causa y consecuencia? That is super mandatory?
If.
No, if you have the if clause at the beginning,
De coma.
you have to add the comma. Very good, don't forget that. You have to add comma in order to to make the distinction between the if clause and the main clause, between cause and consequence. And then you are going to
Ya me
write it.
acordé.
Yeah, that's
¿Esto no
it.
lo hemos visto esta semana? ¿O algo así? ¿La semana
3
pasada?
weeks ago, but it was like first conditional. This is the second
Ah.
conditional. Cambian unas cositas, pero no es mucho. So,
Okay.
be careful with this. If you have if clause at the beginning, comma, and then the main clause. What happened here? In this kind of conditional, you are going to use past simple, okay? Till now, we have learned that with conditionals we use present. Hasta ahora hemos aprendido que con el condicional 0 era presente, con el condicional 1 era presente. Con el condicional 2 ya vamos a empezar a utilizar el pasado simple de los verbos. And we are going to use would in the main clause. You have other words that you can use instead of would. Tienen otras palabras que pueden usar en lugar de would. ¿Cuáles serán? What do you think? What do you think? You have would, you have could. What else? What can you imagine?
May.
Might. Not may, but might. Any other one? Come on,
Have to.
No, not have to. So would, could, might, and what? What else? One more. You are missing one more word. I am going to let you think about it and then you are going to tell me. ¿Por qué utilizan esas? Babies, because you are using past simple, so you have to complete with the past form of the modals. Okay? So, questions up to this point? I'm going to show you some examples to make it easier.
No lo cambies que lo voy a copiar, por favor.
Don't worry, baby. What happened,
Tómale pantalla.
babies, what happened if I have, pay attention to me, what happened if I have the if clause at the end? Not at the beginning, but at the end. How can I do it? Do I have to write a comma or not?
No.
No, because the... What, baby?
Ahora sí me escucha. Es que estaba tratando como de arreglar el micrófono y esto pensó que yo estaba dormido.
Yeah, I can listen to you. So, no, if you have like the main clause at the beginning, you don't have to write a comma. So, Pipe, I am going to change this slide. We are going to continue, but don't worry because everything is being recorded, so you can just check the video later.
Sí, ya fue.
Okay.
No, yo no.
Baby, you can check the video later. So let's check one example. This one. 1 second. So this is it. We are going to check this example. So, Sara Camacho, can you please help me reading the example, princess?
Yes. If I were you, I would study more.
If I were you, I would study more. In this case, you have the if clause at the beginning, and for that reason, you have a comma. So, if I were you, the verb in past simple, and then you have the consequence. I would study more. In this case, you just have to add like the modal, and the verb is going to be in the normal way. If I were you, I would study more. This is like a suggestion, this is like a hypothetical situation because you are not the person. So you can't study more because you are not him. And if he doesn't want to do it, well, you can do anything. Okay? Questions about this example, babies?
No.
No?
No.
Okay. So let's continue then. Let me move this. Okay. Now, let's check the negative structure. It's almost the same, but what happened as you are using past simple, you have to include the auxiliary of past simple, that in this case is did. And in negative, didn't. Please don't forget this auxiliary because you have to use it when talking of second conditionals in negative, okay? So this is it. We have if plus subject plus didn't, that is your auxiliary, plus the verb in infinitive. Acuérdense que cuando utilizamos el auxiliar en pasado simple, el verbo nos queda normal porque ya tenemos el auxiliar. ¿Listo? And then you have to use like the rest of the sentence, like the consequence. And you can do it in two ways. You can say like subject plus the negative form plus infinitive, or you can have here the affirmative. So for example, if you say, if I didn't call you, you would be with me, or wouldn't be with me. ¿Sí ven? Lo tengo ambos en negativo. Si yo no te llamo, no estarías conmigo. Si yo no te hubiese llamado, no estarías acá. Entonces, simplemente es agregar la forma negativa. ¿Ok? Questions up to this point, babies?
Hasta el momento no.
No?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's check an example to make it easier. Vale, can you please help me reading this example?
If he didn't make up early, they would be on time up at the school.
So if he didn't wake up early, he wouldn't be on time at school. You have an action and you have a consequence. Si tú no haces esto, esto otro no va a pasar. Hypothetical situations, okay?
Profe,
Tell me.
y ahí en este caso también puede haber que se intercambien, o sea, que el if esté después del...
Claro que sí. Tú podrías decir, he wouldn't be on time at school if he didn't wake up early. Puedes cambiarle el orden, no pasa nada. Lo único es que tengas cuidado con la coma. Si tienes if al principio, como en este ejemplo, mira que tienes una coma. Pero si arrancas con la parte de la main clause, de la consecuencia, simplemente lo escribes con el if al medio y listo, sin coma. Pero sí puede pasar, amor.
Ok.
Any other question, babies? Second conditional is really easy. You just need to know the past form of the verbs and you are going to do it as experts. So let's continue. So, Jose, can you please help me reading this part? Be careful.
If he put the main clause first, then we don't need the comma.
So this is what I was telling you. This is the answer of your question. Lo que te estaba diciendo. Si lo pones primero, no tienes que poner la coma. So let's check this example. Oh my god. Ana Torres, princess, can you please help me reading this example?
Yes, teacher.
Go ahead.
I will travel. ¿Cómo se pronuncia esta?
Around.
Around the world if I were rich.
Very good. I would travel around the world if I were rich. So we have here a hypothetical situation. You are not rich. You don't have that amount of money. So you can just dream about it. Here you can see that I have the main clause at the beginning, so I don't have commas. Commas because like the division or the distinction between my two sentences is this beautiful if. Okay? Questions up to this point, babies?
No.
No questions? So let me
No.
check this. Lucas, are you there, baby?
Yes.
So Lucas, can you please remind me the structure of second conditional?
Así como está o la otra.
Whatever you want, just the structure.
If plus subject plus the verb in past plus the consequence.
So the one that you gave me is the if clause. Now give me the structure of the main clause.
Subject plus ¿cómo se dice eso? Lo de would, may,
I
might,
would, like the modal verb.
Plus the modal verb plus
Plus,
complement
plus the verb in infinitive, plus
plus the
complement.
verb in infinitive plus consequence.
Complement.
No. Sí, eso.
Yeah. So, tengan cuidado con eso. Cuando ustedes tienen el verbo modal, que puede ser, ¿cuáles verbos modales puede usar, David?
Would, could, ay, perdón. ¿Qué? Yo, I would travel.
So, David.
If I were rich.
Okay, I am asking you which modal verbs I can use.
Profe, ¿cuáles podemos usar?
So, David is going to tell us the modal verbs that we can use. We can use would. What else, David?
If.
No, that's not a modal verb. ¿Qué verbos modales podemos usar? Podemos usar would.
Could y might.
Okay, that's it. Le están ayudando. So, would, could, might. Okay? So, you can decide. And that's it. Actions and consequences of those actions. Hypothetical situations like something impossible. Let's continue then. Give me 1 second because I am going to show you some other examples, but I have those examples in Prezi. So, as I was telling you, second conditional, tell me.
Fuera del tema, me llegó un correo de Mauricio que tengo reunión con él a las 10.
Ah, okay, yeah, he told me that you have to be there.
A mí me parece como una reunión, eso es para todos, solo para Pablo y yo.
Give me 1 second.
Creo que solo para ustedes dos.
Okay, guys, give me 1 second while I check that. So.
No, pero había mejorado el resto.
Guys, don't get distracted. Okay, by now, can you please just give me 1 second while Pablo. Guys, stop. Pablo, give me, and everyone please close your microphones. I am going to ask to Mauricio if Pablo has to go, okay?
Y si yo, profe.
Okay,
Es que
I am going to...
Y estaba o sea, en ese tiempo estuvo re exigente. Yo no copié ni hice nada en un texto y me puso...
Don't worry, stop fighting. We are in English class. This is not group direction. Chicos, no es dirección de grupo, es inglés, okay? So the only exception that I'm doing is with Pablo because he told me that he has a meeting. So give me 1 second while I check. Okay, give me 1 second. So please close your microphones.
Hoy podemos jugar Kahoot.
Not today, baby. Maybe tomorrow. Today is explanation, another activity, but not today.
Sobre este tema después de la explicación.
Yeah, but not today. We don't have time to do it today.
Okay.
But we can try. If we have time, we can do it. But just give me 1 second. While I ask Mauricio if Paulo has to go and David has to go. Okay, I just sent the message. I am going to wait for the answer, and while Mauricio answers this, let's continue, okay, guys? Please don't get distracted. So, as I was telling you, we have the second conditional to talk about future conditions that are like imaginary, impossible, improbable, like hypothetical situations. Okay? So, here you have the structure, normal, and pay attention to this. This is the missing one, should. You can use also should. También pueden utilizar should, pero ese no es tan común. So the main clauses are could, might, would, and in some cases should. Okay? So let's check some examples. Pablo, before you leave, please help me reading the first example.
Example, if I had $1,000,000, it give a lot to charity.
So if I had $1,000,000, I'd give a lot of charity. What happened with this I'd? Who can tell me? Why am I writing this like this?
Because the need.
Okay, let me listen. Sarita, can you repeat, please?
Uno por uno.
One by one, yes. Sarita, go ahead.
Because it is the short way to say I would.
That's it, because this is the short form of would. So if you want to contract the word, you just have to write an apostrophe and then a D, and that's it. You are saying I would. So if I had $1,000,000, I'd give a lot of charity. So verb in past, and then modal and verb in infinitive. Let's continue. Sophie Sophie Gomez, can you please help me reading this second example?
Okay, let me. Which one?
The second one, if I went.
If I went to China, ¿eso qué significa?
I'd visit. Read it like that.
I'd visit the Great Wall.
So if I went to China, I'd visit the Great Wall. So what happened here? You have verb in past with the if clause, and then you have a would, but in a contracted form. Tienes el would, pero de forma corta. So I'd visit the Great Wall. Let's continue with Pipe. Darling, can you please help me reading this third example?
Uy.
Where?
If I lived.
Okay. If I had $1,000,000.
No, the third one, baby. We are in the third one. If I lived in Japan.
Okay. If I lived in Japan, I'd have sushi every day.
Okay. If I live in Japan, I'd have sushi every day. So what happened here? Exactly the same. If clause at the beginning, verb in past, and then would and have. Now, Pablo, you can leave the call now. Please. I am checking because I guess that the meeting, babies, I am checking because I guess, David, I guess that the meeting with your father is over. So I guess that by now it is going to be just Pablo.
¿Cómo así? ¿Quién, papá, qué?
Mauricio was in a meeting with your father, yeah? But you don't have to go because it is not like something that bad, you know. I don't know what's going on, but because I mean, you were supposed to be there, but I guess that is over now. I am waiting for the answer, but by now, just stay in class. And Paulo, bye-bye. You have to go to the meeting, but please check the video in order to continue with the class. And David, please stay with me. I'll let you know in some moments. Okay, let's continue then. Now that you are talking, David, can you please help me reading this example? If Ram...
Espérate, profe, que se dañó la pantalla que me salí a responder algo y se...
Okay.
No me aparece. Espera, voy a colgar ya. Espera, colgo y me vuelvo a unir.
Okay. While he do that, Sophie Perico, please help me reading the next example.
Yes. What, teacher?
If Ram,
Hello, Sophie.
this one.
If Ram become rich, she would marry him.
That's it. So if Ram became rich, something in past, she would marry him. Something improbable. Okay? Thank you. David, next example. If it snowed,
If, ¿cuál es?
if it snowed, this one.
If it is no next July, what will you do?
So now you have a question. If it snowed next July, what would you do? Something in past, and then you have the like the complement, the consequence of this, but in this case it's a question. Let's continue really fast. Let's go with Ana Torres. Princess, please help me reading the next example. I would be happy.
Yes, teacher. I will be happy is if I become rich. ¿Solo era ese, cierto?
Yeah, no, just that one. If I would be happy if I became rich. What is the mistake in this sentence? Hay un error en esta oración. Who can tell me?
The comma.
The comma. You don't have to write commas. Very good. Why not? Because you have if in the middle, so this comma is wrong. Very good. And finally, Lucas, please help me reading the last example.
Would you be surprised if it rained tomorrow?
Would you be surprised if it rains tomorrow? What happened with the questions? Who can tell me the structures? The structure of a question. You have two examples here. This one and this one. So, Vale, can you please help me with the structure of a question?
Excuse me, teacher.
You have two examples of questions in this screen. You have this one and you have the last one. Can you try to guess how is the structure of a question in second conditional, darling?
Yes.
How can you do it? Go ahead.
¿Me la invento o digo?
No, no te la inventes. Trata de ver cuál es la estructura según los ejemplos que tienes.
Would be you surprised? That would be surprised if. No, espérate. No, me interesa. Mira. If it would be you surprised raining tomorrow.
No, you don't have to change the order. You just have to tell me the structure. Give me 1 second. Who said profe?
Yo.
Go ahead, tell me.
¿Profe me has llamado alguna vez? ¿Ahorita y no te he
No.
contestado?
No.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So babies, please be careful with this. If you have a question with like the if clause at the beginning and the main clause at the end, you just have to write it in the normal way, and the only thing that is going to change the order, it is like this part. No van a tener would y verbo, sino van a tener el verbo modal, el sujeto y luego sí el verbo. ¿Listo? El verbo normal. Si están arrancando con la main clause, lo primero que van a poner es su verbo modal. Entonces, would, could, might, el que ustedes quieran, sujeto y verbo normal y el resto común y corriente. ¿Listo? Just have to be careful with that order. Questions up to this point, babies?
No.
Okay.
No.
I hope so, because you are going to do a lot of exercises today. Well, not a lot, but you are going to do exercises to check your comprehension. And I have here 3 more examples. So, Pipe, please help me with the first one.
If I were you, I wouldn't accept that job.
So, if you realize here we have a negative sentence, but this is like a mix. No tienes ambas partes negativas, sino que la primera parte está afirmativa. Si yo fuera tú, no aceptaría ese trabajo. So, in this case, you are just putting the wouldn't in negative, okay? Now, let's... Tell me. ¿Cómo, amor?
Eso, where está bien.
Sí.
No era would, might,
No,
algo
mira
así.
que acá tienes la if clause. Y cuando
Sí.
tienes la if clause, esa partecita del if clause va con el pasado simple.
Ah,
Y
ok.
en la otra parte de la oración es en la que utilizas el would, could, might, todo eso, ¿vale?
Ok,
Pero
ok,
acuérdense
ok.
siempre que pegadito del if, de la manito del if, va a ir el verbal tense, va a ir el tiempo verbal. ¿Listo? No me lo
Sí,
pueden
señora.
mandar por allá solo a Júpiter. Entonces,
Ok.
let's check this, the other example. So, oh, give me 1 second. Luna, can you please help me reading this example if she were happy?
She were happy in her job, she wouldn't be looking for another one.
If she were happy in her job, he wouldn't be looking for another one. You have something interesting here. What happened here? She were. Is this okay?
No,
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 if
porque
she
sería
was.
como si no
No.
estuviera.
In this case, is okay. En el segundo, I mean, usualmente, pongan cuidado, usualmente ustedes utilizan el verbo to be y el pasado del verbo to be dependiendo del sujeto. Normalmente
Sí,
ustedes pondrían aquí was, porque es she
sí.
is y el pasado es was. Pero en segundo condicional, siempre que vayan a utilizar el pasado del verbo to be, lo van a hacer con were.
Bueno,
Siempre. No importa si es tercera persona, si es persona normal, no
profe,
pasa nada. Tell me.
o sea, en todos los casos es where, ¿sí?
En todos los casos, cuando vayas a poner el pasado del verbo to be, es were. En segundo
Ok,
condicional, solo en segundo condicional.
ok.
Okay? So, if she
Yes.
were happy in her job, she wouldn't be looking for another one. So, this is another example of negative. Tell me, baby. Questions up to this point, guys?
No,
No.
Nope? Great.
no.
And finally, Alejo, can you please help me reading the last example? I don't know if you are talking.
Como que el internet de Daniel está un poquito malo.
I guess maybe, or the microphone or something. Okay, so there, someone else is going to do it. Harold, can you please help me reading the last example? Yeah, I
If
can
they
listen.
were,
Okay, Harold, go ahead.
if they were thinking of selling, I would want to buy.
So, if they were thinking of selling, I will want to buy. That's it. What happened here? You have verb in past and then a modal. This is a video of some examples. Have you ever seen like the Big Bang Theory? Some of you?
Sí, David se la pasa viendo eso.
So,
No.
no, never. So, in this series, you have a lot of examples of second conditional because they usually talk a lot of unusual situations, situations in the future that are not probable, hypothetical situations. So, this is a short video. I am going to play it to check some examples like in real life, and then we are going to have some time of practice, okay? So, that's it.
Anyways, I'm also writing a screenplay. It's about this sensitive girl who comes to LA from Lincoln, Nebraska to be an actress and winds up a waitress at the Cheesecake Factory.
So it's based on your life.
No, I'm from Omaha.
Well, if that was a movie, I would go see it.
I know, right? Sorry, I'm such a mess. And on top of everything else, I'm all gross from moving. My stupid shower doesn't even work.
Our shower works.
Really? Would it be totally weird if I used it?
Yes. No. 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 No.
Wow, cool tiger.
Yeah, I've had him since level 10. His name is Buttons. Anyway, if you had your own game character, you could hang out, maybe go on a quest.
Sounds interesting.
So you'll think about it.
Oh, I don't think I'll be able to stop thinking about it.
Smooth.
You guys work in the same lab. So, there are pitfalls. Trust me, I know. When it comes to sexual harassment law, I'm a bit of a self-taught expert.
Look, Howard, if I were to ask Leslie Winkle out, it would just be for dinner. I'm not gonna walk into the lab, ask her to strip naked and dance for me.
Oh, then you're probably okay. Sheldon, if you were a robot and I knew and you didn't, would you want me to tell you?
Anyway, it occurs to me, if I ever did perfect a time machine, I would just go into the past and give it to myself, thus eliminating the need for me to invent it in the first place.
You know, I'm sure if you just apologized to Gablehauser, he would give you your job back.
I don't want my job back. I've spent the past 3.5 years staring at grease boards full of equations. Before that, I spent 4 years working on my thesis. Before that, I was in college, and before that, I was in the 5th grade.
Oh, no.
What?
That's Penny's ex-boyfriend.
What do you suppose he's doing here, besides disrupting the local gravity field?
If he were any bigger, he'd have moons orbiting him.
Oh, snap.
Leonard, you are so great. Why can't all guys be like you?
Because if all guys were like me, the human race couldn't survive.
Well, first, we don't have house guests. Frankly, if I could afford the rent, I'd ask you to leave.
Your friendship means a lot to me as well. What else? Okay, if I may drill down to the bedrock of my question, why did you throw it out?
Because I have no interest in standing in the Rose Room of the Pasadena Marriott in front of a group of judgmental strangers who wouldn't recognize true genius if it were standing in front of them giving a speech. Which, if I were there, it would be. Leonard. Leonard.
It'd be so much easier if I were a violent sociopath.
Leonard.
What?
Let's go tonight. I have to go tonight.
What the hell is that?
I don't know, but if cats could sing, they'd hate it too.
So that's it, babies. Those were some examples in a real context. Questions of some of those examples? No questions?
Profe, no se entendió nada.
No, pero lo pudieron leer, por eso tenía subtítulos.
Teacher, no entendí la última frase que Sheldon.
Okay, I know that the voices could be like a bit weird, but that's the reason why it had subtitles for you to read it. Okay? So do you have questions about it? Did you read it? No. Yes. So it is basically that.
Yo sí lo puedo escuchar y leer, sino que no entendí cómo que se refiere la última frase que dijo Sheldon, digamos, con algo de alguien que está cantando.
He said like if it was something like if cats could sing, they would hate it too. También lo odiarían. Si ellos pudieran cantar, también lo odiarían. O sea, que estaba cantando terrible.
Okay.
Okay, so hypothetical situations. Now that you have this clear, tell me, Alejo.
¿Qué hay que hacer? No entiendo.
We were checking just some examples of second conditional, and now we are going to do some exercises. So, not yet. It is 10 and 22 minutes. You have time. But Alejo, as you want to do it and you are so happy to do it, go ahead, help me with this one. Let's check some examples, like some exercises. How can you do it, Alejo?
If we were rich, we would buy a cat.
So that's it. If we were rich, we would buy a yacht. Let's continue with Sarita.
¿Tengo que llenar eso?
Yes.
What would you do if you lost your wallet?
What would you do if you lost your wallet? Very good. Let's continue with Sophie Gomez. Go ahead, princess.
What teacher? I can't see. Wait.
Okay.
If wait. If I am
No. Don't forget that you have to use past simple next to the if clause.
if I was.
Don't forget that in second conditional, the only form of past in verb to be is were, ¿vale? Siempre vas a usar were en second conditional. So, if I were you,
Okay, would take an aspirin.
I would take an aspirin and lie down. Thank you, princess. Let's go with Sara Camacho. Go ahead, princess. Sara,
Yes.
go ahead.
If I be, if I es cuando uso pasado simple.
Yes.
No sé cuál es el pasado de be.
It's the verb to be. I just told you. El verbo to be.
No sé.
So, baby, what were you doing? You were super distracted. So, if I were single.
If I were single, I. Pero es que no he entendido.
¿Y por qué no me has dicho, amor? Cuando... Bueno, pero no, quiero que lo haga ella para que lo entienda, ¿vale? Entonces, Sara.
Es que yo tampoco entiendo.
Bueno, entonces pónganme cuidado los dos y tú haces la siguiente, José, ¿listo?
Bueno.
En la primera parte del condicional o con la if clause vas a utilizar el pasado simple del verbo. Y en la parte de main clause vas a utilizar el condicional en pasado. Entonces puedes utilizar would, puedes utilizar could, puedes utilizar might. Y el verbo en infinitivo, el verbo normalito. Entonces acá puedes completar con could, might, would, el que tú quieras y pones el verbo. Entonces, Sara, vuelve a intentarlo.
If I were single, I
Ahí puedes utilizar el que tú quieras. Puedes poner would, puedes poner could, puedes poner might.
Should.
Puedes poner should y pones el verbo normalito. Entonces, en este caso, en forma cortita, if I were single, I'd travel around the world. En este caso, yo elegí would. ¿Te acuerdas la forma chiquita de escribir would? Es apóstrofe y la D. ¿Listo?
Sí, ya.
Pero esto significa would. Entonces, if I were single, I'd travel around the world. Jose, go ahead, baby.
If men were?
How? No. How is the past form of have? Had. So if men had wings, they
would to be able to fly. ¿O cómo?
No, este es el to be. No le pones el to, porque es el verbo to be. Te estoy mostrando eso. So they would be
able to fly.
So they'd be able to fly. If men had wings, they'd be able to fly, or they would be able to fly. It's up to you. ¿Ok, José?
Okay.
¿Ya lo entendiste, amor? ¿O tienes preguntas aún?
No, ya entendí.
Ok, great. Pipe, go ahead. Pipe, are you there?
Yes.
Go ahead.
I would buy. No.
Yes? I would buy or I could buy.
A new computer if I had enough money.
Very good. In this case, you have the main clause at the beginning and the if at the end. So I could buy a new computer if I had enough money. Let's go with Lucas.
She will be happy if she married with you.
If she married in past.
Married.
So she would be happy if she married John. David, go ahead, baby. It's a question.
No veo bien porque está todo. Es pleased.
Pleased, como complacidos, felices.
Sí. Sería her parents will be.
No.
If he get the job.
Check this, it's a question. So you have to begin how. Primero arrancas con la parte del verbo modal en el pasado. ¿Qué vas a elegir? Could, would, el que tú quieras. Hazlo con would, por ejemplo.
No puede ir. Her parents will please it if she get the job.
Be careful with the structure. Don't forget, no se les olvide que cuando tenemos una pregunta, vamos a revisar primero esto. Si tienes el if a la mitad, sabes que la última parte va a ser en pasado simple sí o sí. ¿Cómo es el pasado de get, David? Got. Listo. Ya sabes que aquí es she got the job. Ahora, sabes que esta primera parte es la main clause. Entonces, ¿qué vas a arrancar? Porque como es pregunta, vas a arrancar con would.
Pues,
Entonces, would y luego el sujeto.
Would her parents.
Y luego el verbo normal.
Por eso would her. Y ya.
Would her parents be pleased if she got the job? Okay. Let's go with Sophie Perico. Let's finish with this one. Yeah, but it is like 10:30, the last example, and that's it. Please don't be like this. You arrive late every single day, so.
Okay. If I went to Russia, I will visit the restaurant. Could visit.
Puedes elegir la que tú quieras. Puede ser would, puede ser could. En este caso yo puse could.
Aunque también podía poner la coma y la D, ¿cierto?
También podías poner la coma y la D, sí.
Okay.
So, babies, no more questions or any doubt about it or something?
Profe, en la segunda hora vamos a seguir con esto.
In the second hour, we have another exercise, but I'll tell you there. So, babies, this is all for now. Please go to your break time, okay?
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye, teacher.
Bye, see you.
Chao, profe.
Bye-bye. Bye, guys. Please leave the call. Bye, love you. Bye-bye. Bye, Alejo.